Did you know it's possible to drown in a bucket of water? Not just a pool, but a bucket. It has happened. And if you think you're careful, think again. Two insiders get real about water safety. Now, we're continuing to talk about water safety and what kids and parents can do to prevent a tragic accident. Now, as we move on from the important tips for parents, I want to share some suggestions from Safe Kids Worldwide. The first is to actively supervise, and JC had mentioned this as well. And we've talked about that supervision a little bit. But again, let's emphasize, what does actively mean?
And we always promote this when we go and speak to the community. We actually have water watcher tags, and we have to have an assignment, like Dr. Fernandez mentioned, which is pretty much whoever you assign that has that badge cannot be distracted by talking, walking around, zero distractions. 100% of their attention needs to be focused on the pools. If you're able to do so, when I have pool parties at my house, I hire a lifeguard. They're affordable.
To my next question. What do you think about lifeguards?
So they're affordable. There's a lot of organizations out there, especially swim schools, that have certified lifeguards who are instructors, and they're very affordable. To have them there for 4 hours, it's just preventive. And the fact that the supervision is there 100% of the time during your event is crucial to preventing drownings.
Absolutely. I want to bring another one up you mentioned as well, which is remove water from tubs and buckets.
Absolutely.
Things that we don't even think about.
Yes, it's that small amount of water that you just assume it's going to be fine. It's not. So empty all that out and make sure that you have your water accounted for. Those little things that you think are not going to matter, it could happen.
You know, I do want to share a personal story. I slept over at my best friend's house with our kids. She has a pool. Her kids are older. She doesn't have a pool gate, and it was my first time being there with my son. I went to Amazon and I ordered these child-proof door locks. Even though he knows how to swim, it was just that extra for me peace of mind to order that piece of doorknob to put it in her door. Thankfully he never went, but you just never know with kids when they decide to be, and I just wanted that safety. And it's one of the things that we see on that graphic is to close those lids and proof those doors, because that's important as well.
It does. It makes a huge difference.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, and now let's talk about securing the pools, JC, and I want to ask you about that because I know from your experience as well, as we discussed, you thought that this was great. I mean, of course, you had the keystone columns, the protection from inside, but they were obstructing the view from the outside. So what do we learn about securing pools?
Yeah, so definitely beyond supervision, you want to have a barrier that's netted or completely see-through, and preferably if it even has a gate, a self-closing gate. Now they make them that you don't have to pull the pole out kind of with the fence to put it back in, because then you get kind of lazy and don't click it back. So they have them with retractable gates with access and locks to them, but that allows you to be able to see and see out. I would also recommend not having a lot of people will then put patio tables and chairs, dining table around them, because there have been cases where a child will drag a chair to the edge of the pool, to the fence, climb on the chair, flip over. So there's nothing that's 100% preventable. These are all things that will lessen the risk. But with supervision, there's alarms that you could put on the pool, and if there's a big wave or a big splash, it'll start going off. There's alarms that you put on your doors if they're open during certain times, handles. There's a lot of things that we can do, but none of that should create a piece of false sense of security.
Right. That's additional.
That's in addition to being aware of your surroundings and having proper supervision of your children.
Absolutely. Now the last one is a big one. CPR and being certified and learning how to do CPR. In the case of you and your wife, you knew how to do CPR. Many people do not. Why is that important?
It is life-saving. That's the bottom line. Minutes count, and the faster that you can know what to do, the better it is. And there's a lot of misconception, do I get certified, do I not get certified? The point is even if it has to be a YouTube thing, you need to know what to do, because it can happen to anyone. And not everybody has the luxury of going to a class or conducting, and just get informed. And it's that easy. It's on the internet. Most people have internet. Visit your library. Just Google, a video and just go through the steps of what it is that you need to do. What does it mean to do CPR? How to give the breaths, how to do chest compressions. Because the sooner you do something, the sooner and the more likely that child is going to survive.
Absolutely. Now we have a little video shows how CPR works. Let's watch.
Is anybody around here who can help?
If you know continuous chest compression CPR, you'll be able to help.
The goal of using CPR is to move blood through the heart and lungs and the brain.
Jill Henderson is a nurse educator and CPR trainer at Mayo Clinic.
You are pushing down on the breastbone or sternum, compressing the heart between the sternum and the spine, which pushes the blood out. Annie, are you okay?
If there's no response, call 911 or have someone do it for you. Then start hands-only compressions.
Place one hand down, the other hand on top.
Push straight down 2 inches, then allow the chest to return to the neutral position. Do it over and over.
At a rate of about 100 to 120 compressions a minute.
Don't stop, not even to breathe for the victim.
It's more important to give consistent compressions to move blood that is still partially oxygenated until we get advanced care on the scene.
Or until someone else who knows continuous chest compression CPR can take over for you.
For more information on CPR and important certifications you need, visit us online. And remember, if you have a question, reach out. You can send us an email by visiting our website, allhealthtv.com, or give us a ring, 855-796-4475.